Hey everyone, this is the Beard Zana. This is going to be my top 10 action figures of 2015. It's going to be a short little intro. Some really good stuff that came out this year. It was a really hard list to make because it had so many great figures that came out this year. Something that I actually bought myself. There's some, that I didn't buy that it might be better than some that are on this list, but this is just my personal pick for what I bought. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on with this number 10. My number 10 slot is the Heisenberg figure from 3-0. This is a great figure. If you want to know even more details about it, just watch the review and the annotation right, y'all. Long story short, this was a much needed figure for my license that doesn't get treated very well because Mexico is terrible. And, well, honestly, it's one of the best valued figures of the year. The price point is just fantastic for what you get. Sure, it's not comparable to Hot Toys quality, but the price isn't either. It is very cheap compared to a Hot Toys figure. So this is definitely one that you should have in your collection if you are a Breaking Bad fan, and it definitely is one that I look at every time I come in my collection room. Number 9 is the First Order Stormtrooper Funko Pop, and this is probably the best Funko Pop in my collection, if not the best. Period that I've ever seen. It is just fantastic. I love the design of this. I don't know if the review is going to be up for this yet by the time this is up there, but as soon as it goes up there will be an annotation in this video because you're stumbling across this later. But yeah, this is fantastic. It definitely is one of the highest rated pops that we have ever reviewed between me and Sparkly Dolphin, and personally it is my favorite. I think it's just fantastic. Perfectly personifies the actual character and is just so beautifully detailed for a $10 figure. Next up is a Hot Toys Space Trooper from Episode 4 in New Hope. This figure, to me, just really stands out when I walk in this room. When you walk in, this is one of the first figures that your eyes are drawn to, just because you have the big weapon, just the stark whiteness of the actual Stormtrooper, and it's got this hose that really just reminds me of Battlefront. And that's part of the reason why I really like this figure, because it does remind me of Battlefront. Oh god, this figure is just so cool. I love it. I really do. The fact that it's a sideshow exclusive adds to it, I think, as well, because I like that shiny sticker. It's just a sticker, but that does add value later down the line. But I don't really care about the value. I just like the shiny sticker, and the figure itself is beautiful. Nicely articulated. It is a really cool variant on the Trooper, and it just grows on me every day. I like it more and more every time I see it. Here at number 7, we have the Star Wars The Black Series Captain Phasma figure. I was going to put the First Order Stormtrooper figure here, but this is more of an evolution of that. It takes that Stormtrooper figure to the next level, and has slightly more articulation. Plus, Captain Phasma just looks really, really cool. So I just put her here instead of the First Order Trooper, but depending on your taste, you can put either one of them here in this list, and I think they are fantastic. I really do. It's some of the best figures that Hasbro has ever produced. Coming in at number 6 is the Alien 3 video game appearance Dog Alien by NECA. Now, you remember from my list last year that the normal Alien 3 Dog Alien made my number 1 pick. Yeah, it was that good. So the fact that this only comes in at number 6, either says we had a really good year or that this figure was a little bit lackluster. It is the former, because this figure is actually better than the original version, I think, because of the paint job. Not only is the original articulation and detail still here, which is stellar, they've actually added to that greatly with the paint apps. It just looks amazing. And this is the first figure I'm brought up under the... Look at that. That's just... so beautiful. Has a blue paint scheme on the right side and the bronze paint scheme on the left side, just like the game. And it is just so beautiful. If you're an Alien fan, this simply must be in your collection. If you're a fan of the video game appearances, you must have this in your collection. It is just so beautiful. I really, really love this figure, and I can't wait to see what else the future holds for this video game appearance line. Coming in the halfway point at number 5 is the Hot Toys Avengers Age of Ultron Iron Man Mark 43, and this figure is just absolutely stunning. From the paint job, to the detail, to the actual weight of the die cast, it is beautiful. It is just one of the craziest figures I've ever held in my entire life. The LED lights are amazing. The articulation is just stellar. You wouldn't think that they would get something this detailed and mechanic to be this articulated. You think, oh yeah, it's just going to move a little bit, that's going to be able to... No, this is a very articulated figure. On top of that, it just comes with one of the coolest accessories I've seen in a while, which is the Battle Damaged Ultron Mark 1. And it just looks great. It comes with this awesome base. I do wish that the base was a little flatter, you know, I understand in my review, but otherwise this figure is just amazing. And this, if you're a Hot Toys collector and a Marvel fan, this has to be in your collection. It is just amazing. And unfortunately it is sold out and it is very expensive, especially to get the exclusive edition like I have on the secondary market. So it's a hefty price to pay, but I think it is well worth it. It's so good. One of the centerpieces of my collection. Coming at number 4 is the Star Wars The Black Series Kylo Ren figure. And this is the single most impressive figure that Hasbro's ever made for me. Just the integration of all the cloth inside of here is so expertly well done. I said in my review, and I still stand by this, I feel like if Hot Toys made a 1/12 scale Kylo Ren, this is what it would be. It's beautiful. It simply is beautiful. And I seriously think it is the best figure Hasbro's ever made. Yes, he was in the Star Wars line in the Black Series for sure, but also just period. I think it's one of the best they've ever made, and it just stands out. It's so good that I actually bought the variant, the Kmart exclusive, because I wanted to have an unhooded version, and it just looks so good. You have to pick this up. Unfortunately, it is a little hard to find in stores. You mainly do scalpers, but when you find it, grab it, because it is absolutely worth getting. Next up is the Hot Toys Avengers Age of Ultron Captain America. Yeah, if you saw my review of this, you know I gloated a lot. You know that Captain America is my favorite superhero, and I think this figure is just absolutely stunning. Whew, long breath. This is simply the best Captain America figure on the market from any manufacturer ever. Nicely articulated, the suit is nicely detailed, the shield is actual die-cast metal, the face sculpt is perfect. There's not much else you could do to improve this figure. I feel like the Captain America figures going forward from Hot Toys are just going to improve upon this. Much like this is an improvement on the strike suit. So, yeah, you really should pick this up if you can. Unfortunately, this is another one that is sold out. It sold out very, very quickly. It actually sold out before I even got mine. So that should tell you something. Like mine was, before mine even shipped, this was sold out at Sideshow. So that should tell you something. This figure is very, very popular because it is fantastic. And if you can find it for a good price in the secondary market, pick it up, because for me, it is the definitive Captain America figure, at least right now. And I think even going into Civil War, I like this suit better because it has the white highlights and it's not just blue there. I mean, that is the only real difference between Civil War and this, so if you could deal without the white stripes, get the Civil War version, but if not, get this version over the Civil War because it just looks amazing. Coming at the number 2 spot is the NECA Power Loader. And you might see that there's a certain figure setting inside there that's not on this list. That's the Alien Series 5 Ripley. Yeah, if I had a number 11 choice in this list, it would probably go to Ripley. If not, she would be number 12. Like I said, this was a very hard year. But she was up there for sure, just did not make the list. Mainly due to the hands, which is a pain in the ass to get her inside the Power Loader. I'll probably note that in my review I have not reviewed this as of yet. So, yeah. Long story short, the hands are just not good for putting her inside this Power Loader. They really aren't. It needed a hinge instead of just a little peg. But the Power Loader itself is fantastic. Greatly articulated. I just wish there was a pivot in the feet to get it to stand up in more articulate poses. But other than that, it is really, really good. And for an Alien fan like me, this is just, holy grail. That hurt my mouth. And if you didn't call it number 1, then you clearly don't know me. It's the Hot Toys Chewbacca. Oh my god. Oh my god. I literally cannot express my love for this figure any more than I already have. It's so fucking good. It is. It's so good. It is the single best figure I've ever owned in my entire life. It's so good. Oh, it's so fucking good. Just the hair. It feels so good. It articulates so well. This figure is the first figure that I've had in a while where it's like, wow, this is mind-blowing. How did they do this? is so good. So good. And unfortunately, this is another one that is sold out. So if you can get it for a good price in the secondary market, do it. Because it is fantastic and absolutely worth the price. Anyways, this is going to be it for the end of this top 10 list. Hopefully you enjoy all my picks. Hopefully you agree with them. If not, leave your top 10 lists down below. I know some of the oddball picks be like this Funko Pop, but I really, really do like the Funko Pop. I do. And I know some of the the older viewers might wonder why the NECA Ripley wasn't higher. But also why I haven't got so much NECA this year at all. It's because it's been hard to find. Because Toys R Us nearby doesn't stock it. The good FYE shut down. So, it's just like order online or bust, and I just don't feel like paying the overpriced online prices. And it was just a bad year for me. Like for NECA, they had some really great figures this year, but there's some that I just simply did not want. Like in the Alien series, of course. And also got out of Predator collecting, although I am getting the AVP ones. I am getting the AVP ones, so that's going to be good. Because, yeah, it's Alien, I have to get that. But, the Genesis Aliens, I just did not want. I did not want those at all because I did not want the Genesis Queen. It was just too much space. I'd rather have the Power Loader fighting the Queen than the Genesis Queen fighting the Queen. So, there you go. And I also, as I said in my review for the Ripley, I held off getting all that stuff for so long because I couldn't find a Ripley. And I just did not want the Genesis Aliens. I did not. Next up, I get the Alien Isolation Wave. That just came out a couple days ago. So I'm definitely going to be getting that ASAP. So hopefully in 2016, my resolution is going to be get back on my NECA game. The main thing that really killed me though was all these Hot Toys. They're just so good. The payments would come at the worst times. Yeah, the payment plan. They literally come at the worst times right when the new NECA stuff was coming out. And it, like I said, if it was something that I really, really wanted, I'd go out and get it, like the Ripley. But like I said, it's just been harder for me to get NECA, so it's just been kind of like below my tier, kind of, because it's just so easy to just get the Hot Toys because they're right there at Sideshow. That's what you do. But for the NECA stuff, it's like, you got a big wet toy, so you have to order the complete set or a case. You never really can order the individual figures, which sucks. And like I said, all the good stores that stock NECA around me kind of closed. So that sucks. But, that's just a little explanation why I didn't get as much NECA as I did this year. Hopefully I'll go back and pick up a couple of those other video game releases that I didn't get, because those kind of slipped under the radar. Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one, that slipped under the radar. I didn't even know that thing was out. But, yeah. Anyways, if you have questions, comments, leave them in the comments down below. Like I said, let me know what your top 10 list is, and I'll see you in the next video.